And we are back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 12, episode 12. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And thank you guys for your continued support. And just want to let you guys know a few announcements before we start covering, talking about the 4 best of 5 series. We're talking about between the LEC and the LCS. The next 2 episodes of Full Day of Going to the Movie Theater are going to be on It Ends With Us. And that vlog is just finished rendering, and I'm going to have it up for you guys tomorrow. And then I'm going to be watching Alien Romulus this Tuesday on my day off, and then that vlog will hopefully be out in the same day, or it's going to be out later Wednesday, and we'll have the open spoiler discussion for Alien Romulus either on Wednesday or Thursday. And then I have a few other videos that I want to also get done for you guys as well, talking about the It Ends With Us drama. I can do a video on that, Deadpool Wolverine, and I have a few channel update videos that I want to do for you guys as well. And I also told you guys I'm going to do that Air July video because there was something that came up and you guys want to hear my opinions about it. So yeah, I got to get most of those videos done. And that's just the update on, the content for the channel. Sorry, I haven't been uploading as much as I was recently. I just got really busy recently. So yeah, things are supposed to be a little bit more slower now, but you can never be too trusting on that actually. But I do want to say thank you to every single person that has subscribed to the channel, that has been watching the content. Ever since we brought the Iron Man podcast to this channel at episode 500, the watch hours have been shooting through the roof. I know you guys love that show, and we are, looking to add in sports-related podcasts to it, starting with the NFL. We're trying to get a day down where it's going to be me, Chaz, James, and Darnell. I'm going to try and, nail that down moving forward, and one for the NBA as well. So when the sports season happens, when we're in the thick of it, that's going to be really fun, actually. And joining me here in this episode of the Cloud9 podcast to talk about all things competitive League of Legends and sometimes some trading card game talk is Mr. Blanks. What's going on, man? How you doing?
The Worlds is nuts, man. The guy who won Worlds shouldn't have been in the finals.
Really? Okay.
Yes, top 8. The guy lost 2-0. But this is, and you probably haven't seen it. This guy
I saw one match. I thought someone was playing a deck based around Raikou, actually. Is that the new electricity deck, right?
Marana, okay. That's gonna be a lot to catch up on.
And all then I watched. I was peeping in on VG a little bit, and then I didn't really watch Pokemon Go. I just trying to not watch that one. That one's usually pretty boring.
I just this year's Worlds. I was kind of NAIC. I was more in tune with this World. I was kind of okay, because it didn't start to 3:00 my time because they're in Hawaii. They're 6 hours behind. That's me right now. Because last year it would have been over by 3:00 in the afternoon. This year is they just started the seniors match, and this gonna go by another hour at most.
Well, I wanted to ask you this because before we get into league stuff, just because we were talking about it in Facebook DMs anyway. Because as people don't know, the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh season takes about a few weeks break after nationals, and then it kicks off again in August. Obviously, we are in August, so we haven't had that much downtime. Usually after nationals, there'd be a lot of downtime before the season starts, but no, Yu-Gi-Oh's no, we're picking it up again.
Usually the YC is supposed to start after Worlds, but now they got Worlds in September. That's the issue that throws a lot of people off. You're wait a second.
Because usually the season generally comes back in September. That's what I was really familiar with.
Because usually the WCQs would be late June, early July. Middle of July. Yeah. And then a month later it'll be World in August. They had WCQs at the end of July, and now they got Worlds first week of September.
Yeah,
they're like, what the fuck? And now they already got a YCS Sacramento, but that's still under the old format. It's like, okay,
yeah. Because I wanted to ask you, because if people don't know, the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh season is starting up again.
Yeah,
and we had the YCS for Sacramento today. Actually, concluded. Jesse Cotton won again.
yeah.
You know, that's just what happens actually. And the new YCS prize card unveiled. Another vanilla. Oh God. Yeah, we had another vanilla prize card, and I know a lot of people weren't really happy about that. This is kind of what I've said when it comes to the vanilla prize cards. Is I don't understand why they're actually a thing. You know, it just kind of means that when you win, you're not even getting a good card.
You know why?
You know?
Because people complain about the old ones being busted. That was the issue.
Yeah, and now there's no actual, consistency with it anymore. It's either they have to be really, really good or they're just really trash. That's it.
That's what happens when people complain and they should make it so that you can't play. I remember that's what the fucking competitive players wanted back in the day. They wanted this. They wanted this fucking. They just didn't realize how. They didn't realize how shit it was going to be.
You know how Walter talks about it, and some of the points he has I disagree with, but some of them I do agree on. Which is like some of the competitive players have not a good outlook on actually what is considered a good prize. Honestly, because for the past, because this is the second vanilla prize card, right? Or is this the third one?
It's like third.
It's like the third one, right? So even if people don't like necessarily think the game should have cash pricing, well, at least the prize, can we like get actual better pricing for the prizes that you can win? Like a Switch? Can we let's get a PS5? Can we switch it up? No pun intended. Oh my God. Can we at least switch it up? Can we get a PS5? Can we get an Xbox Series X? Can we get like something different? Can we get something? Konami, give me a bone.
You know why they do Nintendo?
Oh yeah.
So because
egg roll gang for life.
Because Xbox is American, that ain't happening. Plus,
PlayStation are a little bit different of a Japanese company than them, so I imagine
plus, also they you can play Master Duel on them, but what's the other game that Yu-Gi-Oh had? It's the one you play on the Switch. That's why they give you that.
Yeah, and they also are going to release. You know how like we talked about that Marvel vs. Capcom arcade collection that they're going to release on the Switch and other games? They're doing that for the Switch. They're going to release a bunch of the old Yu-Gi-Oh games in a Switch collection game for the Nintendo Switch, actually. So it makes sense why the Nintendo Switch would literally be their console of choice. It's like, why can't we just get better pricing? Like, you don't even have to give them money. Like, just actual better prizes themselves, because we get another vanilla prize card, and people had used the arguments that you had used, right? And I said, like if you're gonna get that far and win, don't you want to win something that you can also be able to sell? Because most of these guys, they say they sell these cards. Who are you selling that to?
Collect. But the issue is there's no collect. Like the collector is once you get the card once, you're done. You don't need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 copies of something that you can't flip. You flip them. That's why Pokemon Worlds, people go over there, they buy the stuff, and then they flip it or they sell it to people at their locals. That's what happens, and that's why Pokemon is in a better situation. Even though they were like Pokemon has its own issues too, from what I've seen.
Oh yeah.
But I don't see that as a bad thing because I'm coming over from a card game that's so goddamn stingy. It's like I think if you make World, everyone should get like some kind of like appreciation prize, like some that just says thank you, for making it to Worlds. Just because there's people that went to World that made it to World and then not win because they didn't have enough money. Like they'll visit Japan. Oh hell no. But Seattle, I can fly to Seattle. I can't fly to Tokyo.
Because people were mentioning, well, if you're not going to make top cut anyway, then you shouldn't care about the pricing. It's like that doesn't really mean much though. Because by default, most people aren't going to make it there. That's just how like the tournament. That's how most competitive things are designed. Most like if you have a tournament of like 100 people, well, no brainer logic. Only 8 people are going to be in top 8. So only 8 people routinely, potentially, are going to be able to have access to those prizes. But that's not to say that you should just get a bad prize card because, well, the spots are just capped out at. I don't know where that comes from. Like, yeah, most of us are scrubbing out. Let's just be completely honest here. Most of us are going like X2 on the bubble, hoping to get to day 2. Or if you're a regional, you're Michael X2. You have to just hope you just go undefeated, went out. You could maybe get an invite at X3. I have seen that happen before, you know, but another vanilla prize
X3
card.
X3 day 1 year. You're not making it in.
Oh yeah. It's just
if you're X3 day 2, you might get 29th to 32nd.
Yeah, because at a regional, that'll be a little bit more applicable. But at a YCS, yeah, if you go X3, you're probably done. You know, you get your 2 lives. Once you imagine going to a YCS, dude, and losing in round 1, you're like, oh fuck, I lost in round 1. Now I got nothing left. Imagine just going 0-2 back to back first.
That happened to somebody that went 0-2, then they got like top 8. That happened. You can lose your first 2 rounds because think about it. The first 2 rounds is gonna be variance. If you get put so like far back, like you might say you're playing Tempai and then you play against a Scareclaw player. Scareclaw could beat Tempai because they do the same thing. I put all your monsters in defense and I attack you right over.
Yeah, yeah.
That Scareclaw player might go 3-0 and then what up, Tony? And then be 3-3 after round 6 because they went up against Dex.
I don't know how you interact with people on some of those pages. Some of those people are just like blatantly stupid.
Oh, like, no, like
you're arguing with some of the dumbest, illogical people I think I've ever had the displeasure of talking to.
Yeah,
like because what was his name? The guy at earlier YCS this year. It was a 3v3. He beat Team Sam. Chris LeBlanc. Yeah. He had said that he would play if there wasn't prizes. Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. You played for the love of the game. I play for the love of the game too. But then again, I can't expect me doing that to think that everyone else just should do that. You know? If you want to play for the love of the game, that's great. But other people, they're also playing for the love of the game as well. They would just love it if they were, somewhat compensated on a prize level if they're getting that far constantly, Because most of us here as Monster, like you mentioned a lot of times too, we are playing for the love of the game, are we not? I mean, what do you really? You're playing for clout.
Actually. I remember because I just sold my friend my Tempai Dragon deck like a week ago, and then I just rebought it back when it was cheaper.
You're a piece of shit. I hate you.
Because I went to this locals up in New Haven, right? I was like, oh shit, they got all the cards. Like, how much is that? Nope, I don't give a fuck. I'll take it. I didn't give a damn. I was like, oh hell yeah! I just rebuilt it again, and now I gotta wait 3 more weeks for Mega 10. I get Trident Dragon because I'm not paying $65. Sure. I'm not God damn it.
Just read that link that I just sent you for Borderlands. Read that and just insta yikes. Literally yikes. Holy fuck, that's bad. That is terrible. But yeah, that was most of the conversation, surrounding the YCS new prize card. Actually, it was just really, really weird given most of the context and situations that you would hear people talk about. Most of the stuff actually, and just the conversation was so cringe. Oh my god, people, just have more respect for yourself, please. I asked you this. Please do so. So let's go over some of the League of Legends series from this week. So the LEC 2024 season finals kicked off with Team BDS versus SK Gaming. So SK Gaming finished first place in the LEC 2024 summer split. And keep in mind, SK Gaming hasn't ever finished first outside of the 2015 EULCS spring split, back when they were called that, before they rebranded to the LEC later on in 2019. So SK Gaming, even though they had a relatively odd, not dominant regular season, came into the playoffs and went 0-2 drop, like we were just talking about earlier with Yu-Gi-Oh! They just went blatantly 0-2 drop. Then after that, due to the fact that they did somewhat decent in the other splits, in the spring and winter splits earlier this year for the LEC, they were able to qualify for the season finals. Also based off because another team pretty much like secured their spot in there after they won, right? So then SK Gaming looked like absolute horse shit against Team BDS, and then they are now out. SK Gaming's year is done, you know. Team BDS is moving on. And then the other thing to talk about when it comes to SK Gaming is just how it's really hard to judge their entire year. I would just say, if you want to sum it up in one word, I would just say dog shit. You know, they come into this year, they have did they have a relevant last year? I'm trying to remember if they had a relevant last year. I'm pretty sure they did.
Last year? I thought they did.
They did have a relevant last year. I'm
pretty
sure they did. Yeah. So they brought over Niski. They had another guy. Fucking, who's that guy's name? God, they had so many forgettable people on the team throughout many years. Not Nook. They had Certus. They had a middle laner called Certus last year. They swapped out Certus for Niski. I'm pretty sure, they had a relevant from last year. They kept him. And then they have Izuma. They swapped him out for Marcoon, actually. Marcoon. Yeah, they had Marcoon last year.
They did have Marcoon.
Yeah, they swapped him out for Izuma. And then they kept their bot lane from last year, which was Exakick and DOS. So at a certain point, they actually could have beaten Fnatic in winter to at least get to finals weekend, at least be in like a third place match, but they choked it because this org is just notorious for just choking for some reason. Like, they quite literally could have won, choked it away. They just love getting on their knees and just. This team also lost, not with the new Korean bot lane, the one with Exakick and DOS, lost to Vitality in a best of 5. They legit lost to Vitality. Remember, this was a series that they were actually predicted to win. They lost to Vitality, lower bracket. They kind of fight through it. They throw against Fnatic. Winner splits over. Spring split. Constant choking. It was this one game against BDS where they were hard stomping it so hard. It's like that solo queue game where you're winning so hard you forget how to play the game out properly because you're winning that hard. Then they just lose to BDS. That one single loss turbo sprinted a choking mechanism in all of their brains to choke every single game after that. They got to the playoffs. It didn't matter. They choked there. They were trash. Come in summer split. They had a new Korean bot lane, and they were basically okay for a little bit there. A lot of people thought they had fixed a lot more issues than they did. I was still very apprehensive on them to a certain extent. You know, they're a team kind of like in the NFL and the NBA where they start off really strong, but you kind of know you don't really trust them to keep that record alive. Yeah, in playoffs, actually seen many teams like them throughout the years where they for the most splits have started strong. For the first week, 2 weeks, they'll start strong. Then they always dip because teams like SK Gaming or orgs like them always get figured out when they have just not even that they'll generally have bad players. It's more like, there's a ceiling there. These players really aren't that good, right? Niski came into SK Gaming with something to prove initially in winter, but I felt like after the winter split where they lost to Fnatic, he kind of just fell off a cliff, honestly. Maybe he wanted to early on prove that he was not the reason why Mad Lions were bad in 2023, but after winter, he just fell apart. Like, even in spring, he wasn't that good. In summer split, he was just awful. Like, dude, he got gapped by Nook this week. It's horrible. What is this?
I don't know,
man. He got gapped by Nook so bad. He got gapped incredibly hard by Nook. And people blame the Korean bot lane. I mean, the person that I would mostly blame was what's his name? The support. Luan.
Luan.
Yeah, but people gotta factor in a Korean bot lane. They need some sort of structure for themselves to work. They do. And SK Gaming is not going to be the team with any level of structure. Keep in mind, this is the same fucking org that lost to Carmine Corp. They lost to Fnatic. They ended up losing to BDS right now. And then BDS themselves have only just kind of did an okay series right now because BDS themselves have looked pretty bad throughout playoffs most of this portion of summer as well. Just absolute awful gameplay from SK Gaming. Izuma is just so trash. Please throw that guy out. That guy is garbage, man. Throw him out, please. Holy shit. What do you think, man?
Um, that series, that one caught me off guard because I saw it. I was like, "Why is it over?" I was at a cup this weekend or this Saturday. That's why I didn't see it live. I was like, "What the fuck? 3 games? Did SK finally wake up?" Nope. I see him like, "Oh, okay." As soon as I see all games and it only says 3 games, I stopped watching after game one. I already know who wins. All right, I saw game one
most
BDS
of the
one.
time,
I'm like,
most of the time you can kind of tell now if that team dominantly wins game one and then the other 2 games, you're like, oh, okay.
What the fuck? Yo, SK needs to get deleted. This team's trash. This team
It just fell apart completely. Even the Korean bot lane, we even said before, they were better than X-Kick and DOS, but that was gonna fix all their issues, right?
Yeah.
Like they literally can't fix the issues of Izuma and fucking Niski. It can't. Niski and Izuma mid jungle synergy is not good at all. Irrelevant. It's kind of left on an island to the point where, unless he's on like specific picks, it really can't work out all that well for him. Like he can be a difference maker, but when you're on a team like this, it's just not going to be good at all. It's just useless. He can't do anything. It's just like,
exactly.
All right, he's on Kasante. Is he going to get any help from Izuma? No. Well, then they don't even know how to play around to their best player. That's how bad this team is. They don't even know, hey, our top laner is kind of our best player. Should we play around him? Nah, maybe not. All right, well, fuck it. Throw your whole season away. Trash team. Get them the fuck out. Delete. Thank God the season finals aren't like the LCS BO3 double elim where we have to see them again in another round. Oh, hell no more of that. No more SK. I'm good. I'm fine. Just go next year, please.
I saw that shit. I was like, oh my God. I was like, what the fuck? This is probably one of the biggest disappointments. You see how well they did, and then they just like that makes you realize they were probably only good in BO1s because you catch people off guard.
You said that they were the Dallas Cowboys. I would say, well, Cowboys have fans. They're more like
fuck. No. SK Gaming got fans. Like
all three of them.
They're not delusional fans like fanatic
they know they know their ordained shit. They know that for sure. They're like, you know what? I'm here.
The two most delusional fans I've seen in the LEC is Fnatic or Carmine Corp.
Oh my God. Yeah. Carmine Corp. Holy shit.
Carmine Corp rivals T1 fans. Holy shit. These motherfuckers out here want to fight you. It was like, I remember there was a guy that was who was sending out death threats because people said that Saka needs to be benched. No, Saka's doing good. I'm like, okay, nigga. You want to die in that hill? That's the hill you want to die on.
Yeah, okay. and people had said, well, Carmine Corp should have been there over SK, but Carmine Corp could have been there. They sacked Spring by keeping Sakin on their roster. There is an easy world if they had just literally benched Sakin after winter and brought over the new guy they have now, they could have potentially made playoffs in spring. If they had made playoffs in spring, they probably maybe could have got to season finals. But they sacked their spring split by playing with Sakin again. It's like, how can I feel bad for them at that point? Like, they kind of did their own selves. And like, everyone told them, Sakin sucks. Balls. Sakin is terrible.
And that's the whole thing. You don't want to drop somebody after a single split, like 9 games.
It's weird because he's been in the LEC before, and I had already seen his level. He was on Vitality for a little bit there.
How long ago was that?
Back in 2022.
Okay, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And how would that team then suck, right?
Bad. Yep.
Yeah, that's me. Was he the reason why they sucked? Probably a little bit.
Big reason. Yeah.
Who was on that team?
Oh, Cabalshar. It was great. Cabalshar was on that team too.
Oh, Jesus.
I guess you can probably see where that one's headed. Oh, shit.
Yep.
And then who else is there to talk about? So SK, yeah, trash. Their year's over. Get them the fuck out. Just please delete your org. God, man. Yeah. Fuck. Every single time. Holy shit. Just no life with them on stage. that game 3, no life at all. There is a part in game 3. Just only watch this part of the series. This is all you need to watch. Anyone that's listening to this, go to game 3. In game 3, about a minute in, just a minute in, they do this fight in Dragon against BDS, and then they just lose it. They face plant into a Jinx with Jinx and a few other champions where they just couldn't win it at all. And you could just tell they were just out of it. Maybe they had came into the fucking series hoping to lose, but it's just, it's so bad from them. Yeah, SK Gaming, I mean, it's a roster that basically was put together on a budget. We know they don't have like the most money, so their rosters are always put together on, let's say they pay one person some decent money, but the other players are paid just like whatever, and I would imagine that Irrelevant gets sold off for some big money to go to another team, because if I was him, I wouldn't stay. He's been
probably
for a little too long. Niski, he might have to hang it up, man. The man's out here getting gapped by Nook. He's been running it down for a while. My time to hang it up. I'm sorry. He started strong in winter and then completely fell off a cliff. I mean, El Yoyo's probably looking pretty justified right now, right?
Yep.
The bot lane of Rahel and Luon, they might keep them because they just got them. Maybe. But Izuma, oh boy, your career is over. Fuck that guy. That guy is trash. All right, next team. Chaz's favorite team, GX. Not Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. This is GX. This is the League GX. This team is bad. Like, they came on stage and just, I don't know. What did they do? What did these teams do? What did they prep for? What did they specifically do? I don't know what happened. They had all this time to prep, and this is what they came with. GX came with, what is this obsession with Ezreal mid that them and Mad Lions did? Mad Lions did that too. They themselves got slapped in game 1 doing that shit. They were like, you know what? That's probably a bad pick to do mid right now. Not that. Smolder, that can work. Ezreal mid, not really. Because you pick any mage into that, or any champion with any better range than Ezreal, that champion's worthless mid. Or even Cassiopeia now, which is what BDS did, actually. The G2 versus GX series was just like, man, this is the G2 that people saw when they had to go early game. I mentioned this before, that if they stick with the strong early game that they had last year, they'll be the best team. We've seen it. It's happened with them pretty consistently, where they can just play the game like that and just crush people. That'll make people go, oh, yeah, that's the G2 that I probably should fear. Yeah, you should, because if they're playing like that, you're probably going to get your ass kicked constantly.
Exactly.
The Antonio? No, there's no the Antonio. That's just Antonio.
The Antonio, Jackie's inting like crazy. Jackie's being so far behind, trying to come back.
He judged all series, right? He got put down every single portion of the game, went to the side lanes, tried to farm in side lanes, overextended side lanes, die. Patrick and Ignar just...
That ain't it, bro. That ain't it, man.
Awful bot lane. Trash bot lane. What happened? Like, please, guys, you don't have to just subject yourselves to Patrick. Get somebody else. At this point, motherfuckers, that dude's been there since 2019, even when they were called XL, before they rebranded to this year. 2019, 21. No, he was on Origin. My bad. He was on XL in 2020. I corrected myself. 21, 2, 3, 4. 5 years. Nothing to show for it except for one finals, which was last year. One finals.
Yep.
How much more do you... Man, can't wait to unlock the potential of Patrick. Hey, NRG just won the LCS split for summer 2023. Ignar, want to come over to our team? Hey, Limit, I know you just got us to the finals, but fuck you, Limit, you fat fuck. Go work at KFC, bitch. Like, what? What? Oh my God. What was that guy? Peach. Or I call him Vagina, because peaches look like vaginas when you open them up. You got Peach. Okay? He stinks. They're like, you know what? Juhan, you were a world champion. You're on that DRX team, right? Come over to us. Another Korean import jungler that can't properly speak to his team constantly. Oh my God. Guess what happened, everyone? He failed. No fucking shit. Who could have thunk it? bringing over random Koreans with no ways to properly talk to your teammates would actually help you out. This org has always been trash. I hate watching them every year. It's like, bruh, this is why I did this with Vitality a while ago. I don't care what happens to you. Either you make a finals, and then I'll start caring about your ass. But Vitality's at the point where you need to win the split. I need to see you hoist a trophy for me to give any level of fucks about you anymore. GX, just, I don't know. They came in this split. They came in this knowing that they were probably fucked. I'll be honest with you guys. They probably lost every single scrim. Let's be honest with you. They lost every scrim, and they went, you know what? Let's go on vacation, boys. It's over. It's over, man. Fucking hell. Oh, my God.
Exactly. And that's the sad part. You're like, oh, shit. It's like, you knew Giant X was going to lose, but I'm like, all right, cool. I'm thinking, all right, they're going to take at least one game, right?
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 Right? Like,
right?
Or at least, even if you can't take a game, because we know they're probably not even going to do that, at least make a game competitive. Can you do that? Can you make a game competitive? You know what I mean? Nothing was competitive about either of these series at all this past week. G2 just came up there, put their dick on the table, and just said, suck it.
No, not even that. It just told us spread cheeks. Just, you know.
I saw the Sabella Danger porn video where she just pulled her pants down and say, eat my ass. And that was what GX said to G2. Just like, do whatever you want.
What's the remix of Michael Jackson, The Girl Is Mine? He just walked up to Giant X and said, that butt is mine. That butt is mine. And he just brought up the loop. I was like, oh, no. He said he's going to take the booty. I want the booty, Giant X.
God. Just horrible series from the LEC this week. And yeah, BDS, because I think they face G2 next. People were like, oh my God, BDS is facing G2. Holy shit, people. Like, we haven't saw that all year. Dude, do you want to know what's going to happen with the BDS series? I'm pretty sure you can predict it for me right now. What's going to happen?
BDS is going to win game one, and then they're going to get, and then they're going to lose 3 straight. Or they might just get 3-0. Or BDS miraculously takes the first 2 games, forgets how to play game 3, gets beat game 4, and then everyone sees it an SA happen in game 5 where it's like, okay, Nook, you might have beat Niski, but Cass is your father. Cass is your father.
Like,
Ice is going to melt. LeBron is LeBron because he's.
That's
Int. Yeah, Int. And your top laner, Adam, is going to want to punch somebody by the end of the show. That's what's going to happen.
We've seen this. I know some of the cat. I know Dagda and Medic and Vedis are like, man, we have G2 versus Team BDS. It's like, guys, we've seen this series all year. Whatever happens in all the scenarios he just described is what's going to happen. Oh my God, BDS is looking kind of good. Maybe this is the time they can almost beat T2. Never happens. Or the first game is pretty competitive and they narrowly lose. Second game is kind of close in the early game. They still lose. And then game 3 is a stomp. Or it's the series that we just saw, what we saw last week, which would be, oh my God, are they going to finally do it against T2? No, they're not. No, they're not. Because they'll win game 1. Close game. Oh, they're going to 2-0. No, they lose that game. Oh, my God, they lost game 3. Oh, damn, now they're about to lose. Oh, my God, Ice just flashed in and threw the entire series away. Oh, wait, the series is over. Oh, shit, we lost. Yeah. How many times do we have to see these matches? G2 is going to, even if they don't beat them, like convincingly crushing them, I know they're going to win. I have no faith in BDS to beat G2 at all. We've seen every scenario possible, and it's just not favoring them. I'm sorry, guys. It just doesn't matter. And then I think we have Fnatic versus Mad Lions on. Yeah. I think the G2 series is on Sunday. I think.
No, it's Friday.
Is it Friday? I think you're right. Give me one moment to check.
Friday, and then Saturday is Mad Lions. Fnatic.
All right, LEC. Give me 1 second.
So goddamn loud.
Well, problem. That's why we have StreamYard, epically based. Give me 1 second, guys. So, okay, you have challenges going on right now. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the LEC this past week. Just completely awful series from top to bottom. BDS just got away with everything, actually. And now we're going to talk about the LCS in just a moment. So I'm going to make sure I have the right series to talk about, because I think on Thursday we're going to be talking about what's going to happen with like the LCK and LPL and some of those series to watch. So you guys be on the lookout for that. And surprisingly, internet pages want to load slowly tonight, actually. Oh my God. I'm not even, it's because I have that stream going. Holy shit. Okay, let me just exit out of that. There we go. Way better, way better. I'm just trying to see what the next matches are. Okay, so here's the recap of what's happened right now for the LEC 2024 season finals. Mad Lions, Koi, 3-2 G2, Fnatic 3-0s BDS, G2 3-0s GX, BDS 3-0s SK.
Yep.
You know what's crazy is that in the Fnatic series, BDS weren't even close to competitive against them. It got destroyed.
Yeah.
Oh God, man, it's so bad. Yeah, so you're right. Friday, G2 versus BDS. We know how that's working out. We know what's gonna happen there. We've seen all the scenarios, casters. You don't gotta hype us up about G2 versus BDS anymore. I don't care. We know that's. I know you got Trouble Inc. I know she looking like a hot milk over there. But bruh, whoo, that girl got a fat booty. Damn, I would love to dig that shit out. But nevertheless,
this nigga crazy.
Saturday we have Mad Lions versus Fnatic. There you go. Those are your series for Friday and Saturday. And then you have the actual finals of Saturday next week and then Sunday, actually. So yeah, playoff series are going to start on Friday and Saturday's continuing this week. But we'll talk about those later on. Now it's time to get into 100 Thieves, actually. And there's one game I'll talk about, which is the NRG FlyQuest Game 4, actually. So let's start with 100 Thieves first. So 100 Thieves basically hadn't been good at all for the regular season until the final 2 weeks, actually, where they swapped out Meech for Tomo, and they'd end up basically being the playoff killers, Mr. Steal Your Girl, stopping Shopify Rebellion, and Immortals from making playoffs. And thank God they did that, because nobody wanted to see them move on at all. Those teams are trash, actually. And then Dignitas, who had finished just one series overall above 100 Thieves, because 100 Thieves had a harder strength of schedule compared to Dignitas, actually. That allowed Dignitas to finish basically above them, but it was like basically one standing above, really. People were like, "Oh, I think Dignitas can beat them." And to be fair, they did beat them earlier on in the regular season. But the problem with that is after FlyQuest exposed Dignitas for how bad they really are, and by exposed I mean they got
plus don't forget 100 Thieves got rid of Meech. Let's also remember that.
So you have a combination of FlyQuest exposing Dig, 100 Thieves dropping arguably their weakest player in Meech and getting Tomo, and he's arguably, he's revitalized almost the entire team. He's actually with his somewhat good gameplay, it's kind of reinvigorated them, which is good.
And confident in himself.
Yeah, because it feels like when they replaced Meech, it felt like their mood just exploded. Like, okay, they want to play again, which is good. I like when they're able to play the game and not just kind of just, because they never were like Dig. They never sat there and lost. They were just making just an absurd amount of random mistakes constantly, not confident in what they could do. And in this series, oh my goodness, what was this? Guys, there was ways I wanted to title this episode. There was a way I wanted to, but I couldn't because of YouTube, rules and regulations. I wanted to title this X3 series teams get great this week. So in the Dignitas 100 Thieves series, Dignitas showed some of the worst gameplay I think I've seen in a very, very long time. And Dignitas, throughout the entire split, after they got exposed by FlyQuest, were just basically a complete do-nothing team, sitting there waiting for the enemy team to basically int into them for them to actually do anything. Licorice, throughout the entirety of the split, has not been all that good. He's been kind of just running it down in a lot of his games. He's tried to make some things happen here or there, but nothing really comes about it. Spica hasn't really been good since FlyQuest of last year. He even sat out the split in spring, and he came back and hasn't looked that good. They dropped Zayu for him. Remember, they dropped Zayu for Spica, and it just hasn't looked that good at all.
Yeah.
They dropped Dove for Jensen, even though Dove wasn't their issue at all. And they brought up a Jensen. That's not looked good. They dropped Tomo for Sven. So today, Tomo got a chance to get a little bit of a revengeance dig for dropping him for Sven. And then they have Isles. And Isles has never been good. Ever. Even when on Cloud9 Academy. It's crazy. All those players were on C9 at one point, or even C9 Academy.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Licorice was on C9. Sven was on C9. Isles was on C9. He even played for the main roster for like a series or two back in spring LCS 2022. And then Spica, well, he's just a fucking loser. Holy shit. So I'll ask you, man, what do you think about this series, actually?
When I saw this, I was happy. I was like, oh my God. What the fuck happened?
I saw that level 1 you sent me where Jensen tried to duel a Smolder at level 2.
Yeah, I saw that shit. I was like,
you can't do that. What is he doing?
I was like, now I can see why FlyQuest got rid of him.
I understood why after MSI for sure. Like, bruh, Faker just might be your dad. He just literally might be your dad. And by might, he is.
Ever since he said he was going to clap Faker, shit hasn't been the same.
Like, man, Jensen, I really do like.
I go clap something that you can't touch.
Hey, I'll say this. I really am a huge fan of Jensen and his earlier career on Cloud9 and the things he did on Team Liquid. But ever since he had that break split and came back, he hasn't been good since the LCS Summer 2022 split, whenever he came back. From that split to now, which is about 2.5 years. Yeah, it's about 2.5 years, which is crazy. That wasn't that long ago, actually. He hasn't been good. 2 years, yeah. He hasn't been good at all. He was on Dig last year and sucked. Last year was terrible on Dig. But to be fair,
I was about to say that wasn't him.
Had Armut and Santorin on it. I don't know how much stock you really want to put in that.
Watts and Armut.
And don't forget about. Don't even make me start on Spawn. Oh my God, that might have. Oh my God, Spawn. Holy shit, that was trash.
I forgot. Oh my God, yes.
He might have been the worst ADC that ever played in LCS. That guy was booty hole.
I'm surprised just ain't get perma-banned for the shit he was trying to say. Because I know after game 1 he wanted to kill Armut. I saw the way he looked at him. Armut,
Armut was a player. People don't understand how bad this was a pickup for. He was like a Gnar Wukong 2 trick that somehow managed to win LEC and have a decent year in 2022. But they were like, you know what? We're getting this player again. No, you're not. You forgot to watch 2023. Or, sorry. Yeah, you forgot to watch 2022, I would say.
Yeah.
2021. Oh, Lord. So, the other thing that ended up happening with Dignitas is even when Dignitas had good players last year in 2023, they were also bad. Keep in mind, every time Dig has players that have had relatively decent success in other teams, whenever they have players like that, it doesn't work out. This happened last year. People thought, oh, they have this player, they have this player, they have that player. It could work out, doesn't work out. Because when you put together a team of veterans, then this is kind of like the team you get. A team like this basically is they've all succumbed to the idea that they probably don't agree on how to play the game together at all. You could even tell in their gameplay they do not how to agree at all about how to play the game. And they basically went, okay, handshake. We'll just kind of let the enemy team into us. Because the LCS is bad enough for that to happen. But I don't think that's going to happen for them if you make it that obvious that you are just letting the teams fight into you like that. You know? Isles and Sven, not a good bot lane at all. Jensen criminally just got destroyed by Quad. Quid just dominated this guy. Like every single game, Quid just returned to that MVP form that a lot of people wanted to see out of him earlier on in the split. River had a good series as well. And Sniper just Sniper clap licorice. Holy mother of God. What are we doing here?
We don't know.
I didn't know what Dig was doing. Remember those Baron steals?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Spica lost 2 Barons when there was no pressure on him at all. Oh, just FF. Just throw it all away. Just give up.
Exactly. And that's part you like, damn, Dig's just much worse than I thought they were.
Like, people talk about Spica as if he's like on Blabber and Inspired's level, or even on River's level when River like was pretty good. He's never been that. Even when he won MVP, that was kind of fraudulent, in my opinion. He, to me, is a fraud MVP. It was 100 Thieves, when they were the best team back in 2021, LCS Summer, way better MVP candidates than him, in my opinion. He should have never won MVP.
Oh, Blabber?
Spica. Closer was better. Abadage was for sure better. FBI, those 3 right there, better candidates overall to pick. This is a team that was in first place. Keep in mind, Abadage came over. They had a horrible spring after a certain point in time, and Abadage and Reaper revitalized the roster, and FBI looked like one of the best ADCs. He relatively hasn't had that form in a very long time, but just looking at how good they played, you can play as good as they did and not win an MVP. Abadage at some points wasn't even considered like a top mid laner, because people just have weird biases. Like, I'll never understand what people will say about Spica that can make me go like, man, this guy's really cracked. This guy is not cracked whatsoever. Even when he was considered good, I was like, this guy's pretty just meh, honestly. He's just all right. You know, I don't think he's some like mega secretly mechanical skilled god jungler like people try to make him out to be, you know? I've never seen it. Like, people talk about this guy like he's on like even Cuz's level. Like, no, no, guys, Cuz would clap this guy. And Cuz himself isn't even considered good for the LTK standards, but Cuz is much better than Spica. Sorry, like River, if River ever plays to the level that people think he can, he's better than Spica. By far, you saw it in the series. River himself has had a horrible regular season. River walked up. Spica's like, imagine this, bar scenario. Spica's got this hot bitch right next to him. He got Adrian Achetic right there, just ready to drop on her knees and just chow down on his egg roll cock. That long, nice meat that he got.
Yeah,
there.
We got it.
River walks up and goes, "Want mine?" Takes it, easy. He walked up like some Mr. Steal Your Girl shit, took the Baron from him. He had no pressure on him. Not once. I can forgive once. Twice.
I've seen that happen before. I ain't gonna lie. I've seen a guy walk up and literally just take his girl right before he's about to smash the chick. I was like, okay, let me get the hell out of here before this guy comes back and wants to,
secretly
I wasn't the dude. I was not the guy. Mm-hmm. I was the dude that noticed it and got the hell out of there. I was like, oh yeah, let me get out here before he spins the block on this place. When motherfucker said, I'll be right back. It's time to go.
Oh Lord. All right. So here's most of the series.
Go get this trap.
Okay, so even this is not good. Okay, so Licorice is already safe. Just leave. You can't do anything. Just leave. Literally go. He stays, and then he gets hooked again, and then just dies. What is this? He knows better than that. I'm pretty sure Sniper manages to hold him off right there. So because Quid TP'd. Where's he? He's recalling. Okay, I thought he TP'd. Okay, that's fine. He's holding the line there, and 100 Thieves gets top tower first. Easy. Okay, just right there, you're already like, okay, this is pretty sus. Like what? Like this is just really bad. It's the Baron steal that really throws me off. It's right here. Okay, so is it the Baron steal? No, I heard it before. Okay, team fighting was all bad from Dig, just absolutely awful.
Bad.
I will say this. I like that River pulled out the Viego. I thought Viego is a pick that people were kind of sleeping on. I like Viego as a pick. Always a pick that I like to see. Keep on right here. I'll say this. Tomio's ults on Misfortune were actually pretty good. He actually he actually ulted very well throughout the series. So right about here. This is how you know the series is lost for them. This is how you know it's over. Just watch this part of the game and it's finished. Okay, they're all doing the Baron. Cool. Misfortune. Okay, they all dodge it. Cool. Good beans right there. Okay, River just flashes in, steals it. Guys, they have Rel. They have Lilia. They have Cassante. And they have Ezreal Poke. They have Poke, Disengage, and Hard Engage. And they still let River get in and steal the Baron. Then they couldn't even commit to killing Tomo. He just killed all of them. Like, what is going on? What are we doing in this series? I just don't know. The map play was bad. The mechanics for a lot of these guys were just really bad. It just doesn't look like this team works at all. It's just a team full of veterans that don't see the game at all the same, and they're just agreeing on just handshaking all their map scenarios. That's it. All right, next Baron take right here. I think it was this one right here. Yeah, they still Baron again. Okay, let me go right here. Right there, I think. Yeah. All right. Dig for Baron, round 2. You know, the old memes of like, oh yeah, dig Baron. All right. Quid sends out Mom. River gets over, steals Baron again. Now, this is a little bit trickier of a Baron to do for Dig because they don't have as much CC on their comp as they did last time. But this time around, Spica loses Baron again. Sniper just kills them all. Just ran through their entire team. Absolutely horrific, pitiful levels of gameplay from Dignitas. Every game was bad. Like, Jensen got 1v1'd by Quid to the point where people don't understand it. If Smolder gets early kills and he's able to, like, auto champions, he gets those stacks. Quid was up, like, what, 50, 60 stacks in, like, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Bruh. Like, no, that's straight up inting. The Jensen just threw the entire game. At one point in this game, Quid shot a Q and he borderline killed 2 people by himself. Just right there, that splash effect that he does, he basically gets to tear it. Oh my god! Oh my god. One sec. Yeah, so 100 Thieves absolutely destroyed Dignitas. That was just an awful fucking series to watch. That is just terrible. 100 Thieves, clap them. They're going to be moving on to face, I think they face Team Liquid. I think they do, actually. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they face Team Liquid. All right, so here's NRG versus FlyQuest Game 4. Okay, this is all you need to watch. Just this.
It's Team Liquid they face.
Okay, and then Dig is going to face NRG. Oh my god, Dig is going to face NRG. That will be the worst series of the entire year for any competitive league. That's going to be the worst series by far. Calling it right now. That's about to be some just straight up trash, actually. Holy fuck. All right, all you need to watch is Game 4. I checked most of the series out, but just Game 4 because I managed to watch Game 4 live. Oh my goodness, this is bad. Oh my god, what are we doing here? Okay, so it mostly is off the back of here. Now, keep in mind, if you actually go to the live VOD where they're or they have like Captain Flowers is casting with Emily and I think Azale or Kobe. At one part in the comms, Busio's like, Alan, you have to go in first. It looks like I'm inting if you don't. Inspire's basically telling Busio, hey, stop fucking around. Get in there and go in, bitch. Like, please. Okay. Good lord. Because right now, Lilia is basically the carry of their team. And Leona, she has to go in and make things happen, right? And I didn't even know Busio's first name was Alan. Like, his name is Alan? Really?
Yeah, Alan.
Oh, hell no. Oh, my name is Alan? Okay.
I forgot his last name. Yeah, I forgot his last name.
His name is Alan? Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, Alan. Okay. All right. His name is Busio, but his name is Alan. Oh, God. He's sure stealing checks. I'll give him that. Okay, so right here, this is why Inspired would be mad. Because Lilia herself is a squishy champion. So if she goes in, they're all layering that CC on her ass, and she's got 4 legs, and she's gonna be bent over, taking that horse cock right up her ass.
Hey,
so
yo.
Okay, so right here, remember right here, Booster could just start it off. Just go in. Just start it off. But Inspired would have to himself go in. So I understand why he'd be mad right there. That he's bored, he's kind of hinting that. Like right here, just go in. Inspired really shouldn't be going in on that. Honestly, if he thinks Booster should go first, I wouldn't go in. So right here, look what's going on. Whippo is zoning out FBI right here. So the top laner, if you're able to zone out the carries, they can't do anything, right? Palafox actually managed to kill Inspired, and then Dokla managed to stay alive longer to get down Equalizer. Okay, so you're like, okay, NRG was kind of somewhat winning this game. Maybe this goes to a game 5. Not after this. Watch how, oh my god, FBI, what is this guy doing? Does this guy want to go back home to Australia? Does he want to just go and get fucked by kangaroos? Because this is like the whole team let him get zoned out by Whippo. Then Whipple actually played these last 2 team fights really well. I would say that, even though he's been kind of meh the entire split. Quad just dodged everything. Palafox missed everything, and Quad just dodged it all. I don't know where Palafox was aiming. He sure wasn't aiming for fucking a champion. He missed every ability right there. Okay, so after the team fight right here, you're kind of like, okay, maybe NRG's chances at winning this game are pretty much just done. They could have actually beaten FlyQuest in this team fight had they had just helped FBI and got Whippo off of him. Like literally, all they have to do is just turn over to Whippo, or I don't know if FBI is not telling them that Renekton is on me. I'm pretty sure he's telling him, hey, Renekton is on me. Renekton is on me. Like, you guys have to help me get this guy off. And then they don't. And then he's able to not only zone out FBI, then he's also around so he can also help Quad, zone off from getting hit by Palafox's rockets, actually. So then this is the last team fight where they're trying to siege into the base. They have 1 Baron buff left. Contract started off with Daisy. And then after that, they start to engage. Whippo goes in on Palafox. Palafox is just frontlining as Corky for some reason. And he just gets insta-blown up. Then Huhi tries to engage. He dies. Oh, it's just so bad. Dokla TP's in so late to the fight where it doesn't matter. Oh my god, NRG. And then, as you guys saw before that, the QSS. Palafox pops his QSS so late where it doesn't matter. Like, what is... Just this one team fight where they were winning the game for the most part. After this one team fight, it had broken their confidence to actually win this game at all, to push to a game 5. Realistically, this could have went to a game 5, but NRG are not good enough for that because they are just trash. Oh my god.
This should have went to a game 5.
Look how bad this last fight is, guys. Look how bad this is. Okay, so look where Dokla is on the map. Look where Dokla is. That's where Dokla is. Okay, if he wants to get into this fight, you need to TP right now. You need to TP in right now because you would know that because they're taking the base. TP right now. He's still not there. He's still not there. Why is he not there? And they're trying to siege the bot. They're trying to siege bot lane. Whipple just goes in, just stuns him. Palafox is borderline dead. And why is Palafox frontlining as Corky? What is with Corkies and thinking that they're a tank? They can just frontline and not die? Guys, Valkyrie doesn't go that far. It's not like Ezreal's E where it goes pretty far. That ain't doing shit. And then now they all just get ran down. Like, what a fucking inting team. What a terrible, terrible inting team. I hate watching NRG play. The team is trash. I hate it. And then third strikes for Palafox. Oh my god. The caster said this might be his best game of the year. Wrong. He ain't had one good game all year. Look at where he's at. Look at where Palafox is at. Oh, hell no. He Valkyrie over the wall where they can see him. The squishy Corgi without flash. Throw it away. I hate this team. What are they doing? What the fuck? Oh, God. Please throw me away. What are we watching? I hate this league. Please, this team, if this team goes to Worlds, burn the LCS to the ground. I want nothing left. I want no crowds. I want no seats. Look at what this guy just did, everyone. He has no flash, and he Valkyrie'd over the Raptor pit where they could see him.
Yeah.
Look at where he's at, right there. Okay. He Valkyrie's over the Raptor pit. 3 people right there who have insane hard engage, get on him, and then kill him instantly. Trash. Terrible team. Palafox is down. That's most of their damage. And then they start zoning everyone away. FBI's caught out. He already burned his cleanse. His flash is still not up because he burnt it in the last fight. Just, oh God, such a terrible, terrible final game. And then we're going to watch NRG play up against Dignitas in the losers bracket next week on Friday, probably.
Is it? It is Friday, right? Or
they're having games Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week. Yeah, or this week coming up.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, let me see the schedule.
You're good. All right. Give me 1 second. I think I have it here. Good God, just that it's awful series. Every single series was bad. I couldn't name you a series that was good this past week. Just awful. Bad series. Straight around. All right, coming up for the LCS, the series.
Yeah, Friday. It's Friday, NRG Dig. Saturday is 100C Team Liquid. Sunday is FlyQuest Cloud9. Okay.
NRG versus Dig might be literally one of the worst LCS best of fives about to be witnessed known to man. There's no way that's about to be anything. Oh gosh. Fuck. Just what is wrong with NRG? They just, well, we know what's wrong. They got lucky toward the end part of last year. They thought they were better than they were. They swapped out Ignar for Huhi. That's backfired. Like really, really bad, actually. Yeah, that's it. That's it for NRG. This team is trash. I don't know who I want to win out of Dignitas and NRG. Just no one. Nobody wins. We lose our lifetime watching them play League. Actually,
I'll say NRG, but honestly,
gosh, I would say I want Dig to win, but then again, they are NRG makes stuff happen, just not good stuff happen. You know. All right, I have to head to my next show tonight. Sorry if I had to, mute Chaz for a little bit. He said his fan was going off a little bit, so I had to make sure you guys can hear that.
It's the fan of my computer. It's right. Because a lot of time I had about I give it another month before it's done. I should have a new monitor and tower by then. New setup.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, I got to get a new headset myself because this earpiece right here, the cushion, fell off before the stream. So either I could just tape it up or I just go get a new headset. And I'm like, probably just going to get a new headset, honestly. I've had the same one for like 6+ years, actually. So, yeah, anything you want to let the audience know that you're going to be working on or any videos coming up before we got to go?
I do got videos I'm editing with me and Gunner. That's me. I might try to get those out as soon as possible. Those might be the only ones I put out for a while. That and if my computer gives me 10 good minutes, hopefully, I'm gonna try to do the Pokemon and YCS videos tonight back to back. More or less the Pokemon one because that one, that's a crazy. Like I put a video of what deck was going to win Worlds. The deck I chose to even get in top 8. I think I knew I lost that bad. I was like, okay, all right. That's my top 3 choices. I was like, fuck. What the fuck? Okay, and plus the controversy that kind of ruined Worlds for a lot of people. Because the guy that won, I sent you the video of what happened.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
The guy who won actually lost in top 8. But there's a whole procedure. If you were DQ'd or there has been no match slip signed, if there's any penalty that could be turned into a match loss, the other person gets that win if the match slip has not been signed. There's like a 30-second window between match slip and whatever. Like it's like you'll see the video. It is the dumbest thing. Like I never was a fan of this guy. Like I don't hate him, but man, you just look at certain motherfuckers. You're like, yeah, I don't like him. Yeah, he's
Oh yeah,
one
for
of
sure.
them.
Yeah.
It's not about him. It's like, sometimes you just look at somebody, you're like, damn, this motherfucker is stupid, but I don't know why. Reasons like this, it's the immaturity. It's like, fuck. It's like, oh, I'm like, wait, why would Pokemon just like, what? Pokemon doing this? But it makes sense because
do you think that alone just kind of ruined your vibe of enjoying Worlds this year?
yeah,
Actually,
it did because the guy who ended up winning he lost. He actually lost, but due to they didn't sign the match slip,
that's pretty fraudulent. Yeah, I would be on your side. That's pretty fucked up, honestly.
That's why I'm like, fuck. That's why I'm sitting there. It's an asterisk. The guy who played and won, that's not against him. That's against the whole TPCI procedure. Because the guy did not sign the match slip at the time of whatever. He did some kind of gesture. It was caught on camera. I don't know. It was seen. It was deemed unsportsmanlike. They gave him a match loss, and they said you either get DQ or you take a match loss, but you still get the prizing. You get prizing like you're in your top 8. You know what I'm saying? You get the prizing of, or you get the prizing of whatever place you would have been at.
So weird.
Or if you take the DQ, you get nothing. It's like, fuck. You don't want to take the DQ, but at the same time, you feel kind of pissed that you're. But it's like one of those things where it's like, now this guy gets put through. The guy who lost gets put through. And that changed the whole trajectory because he ended up, the guy who he beat in top 4, he already lost to. That's when it's like, okay, and card games are random. You don't know what card you're going to pull unless you have a card that says you put these 2 on top and then you can draw. It's like, and then you see that when you're like, I was happy because of the deck I played to the last 2 cups. But at the same time, I'm like, he technically didn't win. He lost. That's like when a round where they ended up giving me the win, but it didn't matter because I didn't make top cut anyway because the guy had a card that wasn't in his deck. He put it in, and it was deemed a game loss. And when you play best of 1, the game loss is a match loss. They said, you got to win, but I'm like, does it change my record? Because if it happened round 5, it won. It happened round 1, that's me. And they ended up just, I think they ended up giving me like an extra 4 packs or something. Because at that point they didn't realize that he switched the card out. I was like, oh fuck, because that's why you do deck checks. You don't do it's one of those things where it's like you look at it, you're like, you know what?
All right, yeah. I'll go over the video so we can cover it later on this week. Actually,
yeah.
I hate when that stuff happens. Actually, it's the same thing that happened at the YCS 3v3 earlier this year. Remember where like he said damn, he got a game loss for saying the word damn.
But the issue with that one, the whole matter of fact, if we want to talk about it, then you could send me the video, then I could do extra commentary on my side. Okay. No, that one's different. This is the same thing with the whole mechanic train and the pronoun thing. That one's different too because that was more of a power trip. This wasn't a power trip. This was more.
Yeah. That was also against like an 11-year-old kid too, which is even more fun.
Nah, he looked 11. He was 18. He looked
18. He looked like 11.
He looked young as shit. This kid, plus his last name's Tran. That also.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh no.
And then there's other part that where apparently someone said that the guy was being racist against him because of he was first joking about his the pronoun thing, and they said, "Why your last name Tran?" It's like you can't change anything else. And then the kid didn't know how to answer that because it's like, that's my last name. How am I supposed to change my last name? It was like,
yeah,
that dumbass. You know how like, but your last name's offensive. That's just fucking. Do you know this?
Yeah. Go up to his mom and be like, "Hey, your last name's offensive." His mom would be like, "What the fuck you talking about? Like, what the hell?"
Like, you can't use that word. We claim that word. How you gonna claim a word, bitch? Get the fuck out of my face! I slap the shit out of you. Like you getting that position where you're like, it's stupid. And it's like, damn, this ain't thing. But I look back at it, I was like, and then one of our judges, who's part of our local, explained it. So and then she said, you remember when you lost, but due to the guy flipped somebody off, and the judge caught it, and they gave you the win, because they said if you like we either DQ from this whole thing, and that's why you ended up getting second instead of third that time, and that changed. This was a challenge a year ago. They said instead of you getting third and getting this points, you got this. I think he ended up getting third. They flipped us, and that changed the amount of points to pack. He was pissed. He hasn't been back to the store since. But you flip somebody off, but the match slip wasn't signed. It was a sign. It was a sign because he flipped somebody off. The head judge caught it, said, "What's going on?" and all this. He didn't flip me off. He flipped somebody else off, and then he was getting aggressive with somebody who was talking to him. Because he beat a match that was unfavorable for him, but this is a new deck. This was the same guillotine deck. I didn't know how to play at the time. They ended up giving me the win. He was pissed. He didn't cuss me out because I never said anything. I was like, all right, cool. I took it. I took it because I took the win.
For some card games, I gotta punch you in the fucking face.
That happened a lot of times where I ended up. And another time where this guy beat me, but then I ended up getting the win because they ended up DQing him. That didn't put me in Top Cup, but that put me one spot closer. Instead of me being instead of me being seventh, I ended up being fifth. Because the guy that was above me, I beat them, and that flipped. It was I still missed Top Cup, but at that it was all right, cool. It was just here you go. Okay. Here's the extra prize pack for the trouble. I was like, all right, cool. But yeah, no, that shit's crazy. And I look at it like, damn. But at the same time, I was like, what the fuck kind of hand gesture was that? It's one thing you try to throw up the X or something. If you look at what he did, you just look at it like it made no damn sense. Like it's just.
As you know, we'll cover most of that stuff on Thursday when we preview some of the other matches coming up between the LCS and LEC. We'll have I'll have us go over some of the LPL and LCKBO series that happened earlier. I think we can cover the JDG NIP series. No, there was Top versus LNG. There's something always to cover for League Everyone.
That series was another grape.
Oh,
Jesus. I saw that shit.
God. I'm not lying, guys.
What is it with all these damn 3-0s, man? What the fuck? Ain't nobody competitive?
Like, I wanted to title this episode 3 Grapes in League of Legends in a week.
It wasn't 3, it was about 6. It was what you should have called the clapping league. Because everybody got clapped.
Oh, God.
SK Gaming clapping. SK Gaming are out. Clapped. Dig got clapped.
GX is out. Hey, GX and SK Gaming are out. That's good enough for me, honestly. Fucking hell.
And you know the fucking thing about it is the series for GX, right? Against G2, the shit started at 11:15 my time. It ended at 1:35.
Yeah.
No game went past 27 minutes.
Yeah, I was tuning in live when you messaged me at game 2. I was on my break. I was watching game 2. I was like, I watched the part where Yike was on Mal. I feel like during the G2 series, they were kind of like leaving Yike out to dry. There was one Maokai thing he did, but that was weird. But they took Baron.
Yeah,
he tries to force on Maokai after.
Yeah, no, he was doing some weird shit. Like
there was one play where Caps literally could have helped him out and just left him to dry.
But no. I'm gonna tell you why. Because put it in reverse against Fnatic when they lost. There was a time where Jax could help Cap and let Cap die. It's one. I'm telling you right now. 2 people are going to be gone from the team. You already know who one of them is.
Yeah.
The other one's going to surprise you.
It was the part in game. It was game 2 where it was mid. Yike comes in on Maokai level 6. He snare. He W's alt. Caps could easily just walk up and get an auto off and potentially kill. He just leaves him to die, and I'm like, okay, yikes! Like literal yikes.
Yeah.
Like before, because his name was Yikes, you're like, oh yikes, this guy's pretty fucking good. You're like, now you're like, yikes, holy shit, this guy can run it down.
Yeah.
God. Well, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. Remember, guys, Sundays we're gonna start at 7 PST because that gives us enough time to watch the games and get enough time to analyze what we've actually been watching. Thursdays, 8 p.m. PST, and I have been working on getting a whole lot of content up for you guys. New episode of Full Day of Going to the Movie Theater will be released on tomorrow. So you guys are watching this Sunday. It'll be released on Monday, actually. And we have another episode of Full Day of Going to the Movie Theater based on Alien Romulus when I am watching that movie on Tuesday. Open spoiler discussion for Alien Romulus will be between Wednesday or Thursday, depending on what day I can actually land it on. But if you guys are a returning viewer or new viewer, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and I hope you guys had a great weekend. And we'll see you guys later. And for just watching this show, see you guys on Thursday at 8 p.m. PST. And if not, probably because I'm out there banging some girls. Just kidding. See you guys later.